Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Page Turners. 2 days instead of 12 this time. And Dina is my security blanket in this whole show. I don't know if anybody else has this fear whenever you go live, but I just have this fear that nobody's going to be on. I have to talk to myself and ramble, and that's not fun. So what better person to ramble and talk to than Dina? So Dina's my security blanket. Yesterday she had to dip out to watch Yellowstone. I don't know what's going to happen today, but it's just a fun free-for-all.
There's
Sure.
nothing planned for today unless, Wee Bossy starts her
yeah,
her teenagerness.
It makes perfect sense. So if you guys hear my kids and stuff in the background, I'm double doing it until my husband gets home. He seems to always forget that, I do stuff in the evenings. So if you hear them, I'm sorry. But welcome to the last and final day of the Page Turners. We have awesome holiday promotions for you guys. It's a revolving door like what we did yesterday. But instead of kicking it off, talking about movies, because Dina just doesn't watch holiday movies, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to find a common ground. I know. I'm trying to find a common ground with Dina, you guys. So my question is, if a holiday song comes on, what is your favorite holiday song? So Dina, for you, what is just your favorite song that no matter where you are, Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target, and the song comes on?
Mr. Grinch.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one. I could get that. So, yeah, mine is anything pentatonic.
Like Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. That's an earworm.
I'm just gonna pretend like you didn't say that. Dina didn't say that, you guys. She didn't mean it. She did not say Carly Rae Jepsen at all. She did not mean it by any means. But mine is really anything pentatonics. But I've been really, I don't know. I will stop what I'm doing to listen to Mary Did You Know by the Pentatonics. I feel like it's the best version out there. And so no matter what I'm doing, I will stop and listen to that song. And of course, I feel like I can hit the high notes that they hit. And, it's terrible. I'm sure my kids' ears start bleeding. Yeah, I'm sure my kids' ears start bleeding. So
their version of Jolene was just freaking phenomenal.
I know. I know. So hopefully you guys are Pentatonics fans, but if not, be thinking about your Christmas or your favorite holiday song as I bring you guys up here, because we're going to be asking about that. And then you guys know from yesterday, I stopped reading for the holidays and just go full on into Christmas movie. I don't know why, but I watched the one. I watched this the other day, okay, you guys, and it was different, which is why I like it. So don't come for me. But on Netflix, they had Merry Gentlemen, which had Michael Murray in it. And it was an interesting take on saving her parents' bar, okay? The gentleman is in the name, so just let your mind run wild with how that movie went, okay? But it was an interesting turn because, sometimes the Christmas movies are just happy-go-lucky. Yeah. The woman's having a hard time. She finds a man. Yeah, it's great. But this one was just a little different, So I'm always down for different things. So that's my holiday movie that I've watched recently. Pentatonics is on in the background. My door is open because my cat has learned to open the door. So hopefully when my husband gets home, he'll close it, but there's just no promises. So if you see my screen go black, you guys, when an author's on, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to keep the sound out of my office so y'all don't have to listen to my chaoticness in the background. But, oh man, Dina, do you have a favorite holiday? Before we just jump in here, do you have a favorite holiday?
My birthday is my favorite holiday. Okay, it should be a national holiday the whole month.
Okay. So your birthday.
No,
your birthday.
Easter. Easter is actually my favorite holiday.
Oh, okay. We're going to have to dive into that when each new author comes on. I'm going to ask you why Easter is your favorite. And I want you to just give me little tidbits every time. I learn something new every time we do this, you guys. But let's get authors up here talking about their holiday promotions. I am going to introduce the author coming up, and my screen's going to go black so I can turn this or shut this door so you guys don't hear my chaotic kids in the background. But first up, we're going to bring Steven on. Steven, hey, how are
you? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm surviving the holidays.
You look warm with your little beanie.
Yeah, I get cold really easily. So
I don't. Stop it. Sorry, my daughter is.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. I took the opportunity to shut my door. My husband came home, and so it was just like, oh, free for all. Okay, so what is, Stephen, your favorite holiday movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, that's a good one. I only had one person say that yesterday. That was a good one. So, what would be your go-to holiday song of choice?
It would be John Lennon. So this is Christmas and Happy New Year. Another year's over. You know that song.
Oh, that's a good one. Man, that was really good for you. Just kind of do it on the fly. That sounded like I can now hear the whole song in my head. That was amazing.
Is over. Yes. Oh, that song.
Yeah. Now it's stuck in my head. Thank you, Stephen.
Or do they know it's Christmas from like the 80s?
Okay.
Yeah, this I think was from the 70s.
Wasn't that Band-Aid that did Do They Know It's Christmas?
There was some band, yeah, I forgot. I don't know exactly which one. Live Aid, no, Pre-Aid, yeah. Well, yeah.
That's just crazy. I don't see. I'm not good at doing those kinds of things and saying like the years that I was not alive. But I'm still not good about like saying when, things. I'm just not good at that at all. But needless to say, I'm hoping that I am the only one that hearing these chaotic kids in the background. But okay, well, whatever. Anyways, Stephen, tell us about your books and the genre that you write in and what your holiday promotion is.
Well, I write. First of all, I have my kid books. I just came out with this book, Snoodles in Space. The Zoodles Strike Back, Episode 2. That follows Snoodles in Space, a Snoodle, the Zoodle, Cadoodles, and One Happy Schmoodle. And before that is Snoodles, Cadoodles, Poodles, and lots and lots of noodles. So those are my kid
covers are fantastic.
Well, the covers are. I have a great illustrator. So, and then I came out last year with Cranky Superpowers, which follow up to life lessons learned from the Comic Crankosaurus Chronicles, and then a grown-up guide to effective crankiness, the Crankosaurus method. So these books, if you have a cranky relatives for the holidays, these are the books to get. So those are my genres.
Oh, and Amy's getting me.
What?
That's what I'm getting Dina for the holidays.
Yeah, for cranky people.
Yeah. I like it. Yes. I think I remember talking to you, I believe it was last year, about it. And I think the concept of it is a very creative way to kind of come about, being cranky and all of that. And then your covers for your children's books are just amazing. I showed them to my kids. So my husband, sometimes, depending on his mood, sometimes he will support me and watch my videos, which I never encouraged to do. But last year he had done it because the kids wanted to see me when we were doing the 12 days, and they saw your book covers because you held them up. And so I had to go and get your books because my kids just wouldn't shut up about your books. They just really wanted them. And I feel like that's your target market, right? So it was, a fun thing.
Yes, I love that. There's a book next year coming out, the fourth Snoodles book next year.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Escape from Zoodletraz.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So how did the like concept behind your children's book kind of come about? Was it just like a dream or an instance that you had and you're just like, I'm going to write this down? Like how did it kind of come about?
Well, the concept and everything comes from my crankiness story. So I'm writing I'm writing stuff on crankiness and like lessons learned, that sort of thing, and then there's things I could pull out of the cranky books, the cranky stories. That now I could take bits and pieces of that and apply it to a story. So like my first book, there is Pierre Latoudle who has to restore paintings, and he restores paintings by scratching the surface of the paintings, and he can't do it because I barely scratched the surface. But I was like really busy in that week, and it's like I barely scratched the surface, and that became like part of my story. In the next book, it's like, it's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science. and that was like it was like rocket science Crankosaurus, where if somebody says, oh, it's not brain surgery, it's the most simplest things in the world to do. Like, you didn't make your bed, it's not brain surgery. Then I'm thinking, well, why even get out of bed then? So, and that also became a story. So I get these little pieces, like in my last book, it's Willy Nilly Noodle and Dilly Dally Doodle, and again in my adult book, I have Willy Nilly Dilly Dally Crankosaurus, and like pick up stuff from there. So just it's like I have all these dust balls collecting, and then it gets into one big dust ball, and then I have a story.
See, I love it. And your play on words, right? I never fully, I guess, really appreciated, like playful words and play on words and rhyming words and, like those kinds of things. Now that my daughter's having to teach her rhyming words because she's not fully understanding this, I really appreciate the whole like concept and the power of words and being creative with them. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's a brilliant idea. Your titles are amazing. Your covers are great. And the Crankosaurus is going to Dina. It's going to Dina.
Yeah. I want to know how you went from Cranky to children's books. I mean, was there a tie-in to it, or did it just like, okay, my crankiness is out now?
So actually, it was the other way around. So my first book was The Last Surviving Dinosaur, the Tyrannosaurus Crankosaurus. This book was a story about the smallest dinosaur. And saurus is a Yiddish word for problems. Oh, you think you have problems, or you think you had saurus. If I had your saurus, I'd do cartwheels. Nobody could outdo my saurus. So I had that story, and it's about the smallest dinosaur who kept complaining, kvetching, and all the other dinosaurs they couldn't take anymore. They dropped dead, and then humans, many thousands of years later, evolved from the Tyrannosaurus Crankosaurus. So if you ever want to know why babies, when they're born, they cry, it's because we all came from the Tyrannosaurus Crankosaurus. So wrote that book, no plans to write anything else. And then some critic or reviewer said he didn't talk enough about overcoming crankiness, and I was all about embracing our crankiness. And then I started this blog on crankiness, and then all of a sudden I had enough for my grown-up guide to effective crankiness, which is more like a guide and not as much stories. And Cranky Superpowers more on stories. So it all started with the kids' book, and then it moved on to.
So it was a flip
the other way.
So
yes,
I would think that if a flamingo wasn't my spirit animal, Tyrannosaurus would be.
Yes. And that story.
Everyone should embrace their crankiness.
So I was in Rome with my wife, and we had the Airbnb, and we had this 2-bedroom, this big apartment with had the electricity was going out while she was coloring her hair, and she got black dye in her eye, and she got very cranky. And that's when I said, "You're like a Tyrannosaurus Crankosaurus," and I told her that's probably how all the dinosaurs died, because they couldn't take all the crankiness, So.
See, I think that's hysterical. I mean, not the dye in the hair, but I can kind of relate. I can relate to the dyeing mishap.
Yeah. So that's how it all started, and then this Snoodle stuff with my illustrator, who's in Nottingham, England. I get to fly out to Nottingham, England, and hang out with him and brainstorm with him, and it's so much fun. Andy Case, I have to mention his name. He's brilliant. He's also a musician and singer. He has an album out, Leap of Faith. You can look it up on Spotify. And it's just that collaboration where now we're creating a bigger and bigger world, which is really exciting. So we're even talking about like the 5th book. I have ideas for the 5th book, and see where it goes.
I love that you didn't go into writing multiple books. You're just going to write one, and I'll look at everything that you've written. And you have more ideas for more.
I had no plans to write like a 2nd or 3rd book, because like like the first book, when you get I'm only writing a story. I have pictures in my head, and you write the
Right.
like the story blocks, and you say what you want in them, and Andy does this amazing stuff, and it's like, oh, it's a book, and I just that was I can't do better than that, and then all of a sudden I have like this other idea, and it just pops into my head, and then Andy threatens me. He says he'll go gangster on me. I better write another book. So I have no choice but to write a book because I don't want to get beaten up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I get it. You had a threat out there. You had to honor it. I got it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you? And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember this. Didn't you win a Mom's Choice Award?
Yes, I won Mom's Choice Awards for a couple of my books. Yes, I've won.
And those are hard to get for sure. I mean, I know the facilitators of that organization, and those are very prestigious. You should be really proud. Those are incredibly difficult to get. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I was very excited. It was 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks ago I won an Anthem Award, and on environment and whatever, like my book series, and that was exciting because then you see the other winners. Like last year, Taylor Swift and Elton John won awards, Anthem Awards. So I could say I have something in common with Taylor Swift and Elton John. And this year it was Jelly Roll, Anderson Cooper, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. So, and I actually that was my first awards dinner. So I got to go in and hold up a trophy and take pictures, and that was fun.
Wow, you're too big for us, Stephen, up there with Taylor Swift and everything. I love it. I love to hear it.
No, it's okay. It was fun. It was fun. It was actually fun. I was like saying, I'm not sure about this, but it was a great time.
Well, I think that's all that is really important. I mean, writing your books and enjoying it. Yeah, if you win awards, it's great, but enjoying writing them and putting them out, I think is ultimately, at least for me. I've never written a book, so I'm just going to act like I've written a book. That's what would be important to me. But so you have so many books. You're very you have a lot of awards and stuff under your belt. So what is your holiday promotion this holiday season on your books?
Well, Books That Make You, they're doing this Jingle Books giveaway. And like they're giving away my book and other books, chocolates, cute village houses, which I don't know what that is, tree. I don't know if they send you a tree, and other stuff, but it's a really neat giveaway. Of course, you just have to go on to booksthatmakeyou.com/jingle-books-giveaway, and then you could sign up and you could win all these awards. Not awards, but maybe you could win an award. I don't know, but prizes. Yeah. You win the prize, including my book and other great books too. A lot of other good books. Yes.
So if people just want to check out your book, your children's books or your adult books, where can people go to find you to learn more about you and your books?
You could go to StephenJosephAuthor.com, and I have all my books. I have 2 blogs, one for lawyers, one is for cranky people, so it's a kind of overlap, like lawyers.
I was going to say.
But yeah, so and I explain about lawyers, like law school. The first year, you learn how to get on people's nerves. The second year of law school, you learn how to rub people the wrong way. And the third year of law school, you learn how to get underneath people's skin. And we could do all 3 things exactly at the same time. Then you become a lawyer. So that's why
I totally miss my calling.
Yes. But anyway, StephenJosephAuthor.com. You have crankiness. You have like lawyer stuff. The defense can now rest because the defense never rests. Now they could rest, which makes them very happy. And you can find all my books there too.
Okay, one question for the Books That Made You is
Make you.
That make you. Is that also linked on your website?
No, it's not. It's I Oh, it's right there. Yeah.
It's in
Amy
the
is. Yeah,
it's in the
there.
chat. I put it in the.
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah,
it,
you
Stephen.
did.
I'm on
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
got
wow.
you.
You're
I'm
good.
on it.
Yeah.
I got you. It's in the chat because I know I'm good friends with Desiree who puts that on. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I had your link ready to go. Yeah. So I love it. Well, Stephen, what we're going to close out with this. What is the most recent, if you have, holiday movie that you've watched?
I haven't watched a recent holiday movie, but I want to go see Wicked. I want to go see
Okay.
Wicked.
Hey, that works for me. And the final one is, do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No. No, it's not a Christmas movie.
Okay. I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. But I get it. I see it both ways. So that's my like closing question for all you guys. Be prepared. Okay. Is Die Hard to you a Christmas movie? Because it's just a toss up. And Dina, I don't even know if she knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if she's seen Die Hard. I'm sure she has. I'm sure she's seen Die Hard.
I've seen Die Hard.
Okay. All right. Good.
A million times. I've seen Die Hard.
Good.
I've seen a million, like every plane ride. Yeah, I'll watch Die Hard again. You look at say, watch the new movie or no, watch or Born Identity again. Yes.
Those are two good ones. Those are classics. They're classics, But no, Stephen, I want to thank you for taking time out to come and hang out with us in your holiday promotion and just to talk to us more about your books. I feel like I learn a deeper amount about your books every time that me and you get together and talk. So thanks for taking time out and coming and hanging out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. All right. Dina, how's it going?
It's going.
I was going to tell you something. I can't remember what it was. I was going to tell you something. And I was like, okay, this is like my segue. Yeah, it was delightful. No, I have lost it. I have just straight lost it, Dina. I have lost it. All right, we're going to bring Ilonka on. Dina, I'm just ignore Dina, everybody. Just ignore Dina. Hi, Ilonka. How are you?
Hello. Good to be here. Hi, Amy. Hi, Dina.
All right, Ilonka.
Hi.
What is your favorite holiday movie?
So I was like, okay, this is not a holiday movie, but I love watching it each holiday again, which is The Sound of Music. I don't know how many times I've watched it, and it's like seeing it all over again. So that is my all-time favorite movie that I like to rewatch.
That's a good one. I think I have only seen that movie once, but I am a big Julie Andrews fan. I love her dearly. So when she when she had vocal cord surgery and she couldn't sing anymore, I felt like it was like damaging to society because it's beautiful. So I'll get on your bandwagon. I like anything Julie Andrews. I am there. I love it. Okay. So the next question for you is, when you read during the holidays, right? Everybody gets different questions. So I hope you guys are taking notes to see which ones you guys get. Okay. There's going to be a quiz at the end. There's a quiz at the end. Most likely.
You were going to make this easy, Amy. Now you're shifting things on us.
I know, right? No, I'm just joking. But I'm curious because not very many people take off reading for the holidays like I do. Like I don't read. I watch a lot of Christmas movies and elf movies, and I'm getting my Twinkle on, right? I got Twinkle the elf fun going on. So what do you do? Do you continue reading as if the holidays aren't there? Do you switch genres? Do you take a break? What is your reading venture?
I like doing it all. I'll sometimes, watch movies because it's a nice way to connect with my mom or my family. And then reading time is usually time off for me, to go into my own world and just kind of disconnect with everybody else. So I do a lot of that also during the holidays. So it's a little bit of a mix. It's a little bit of a mix, I would say.
Nice. Okay. See, I don't know. I don't know. Yesterday we were talking about it. A lot of people started reading Christmas books, and I just don't think I've ever really. Maybe I just haven't fully dived in to read a Christmas book, but it's not like my go-to thing I guess, for the
No,
holidays. Maybe it should
I
be.
I don't think I've read a real like a Christmas book. No, I don't
Yeah.
think have that either. I do like watching Christmas movies. You know,
Yeah.
the more the historical ones. You know, where they tell about they bring the Bible and all those old historical movies back. You know, it's like, oh my goodness, I forgot that. You know, I learned
Right.
that one time. So that's kind of my time to remember how it all, you know, came about and stuff. So that I
Yeah.
do like, yeah. But
Yeah. I
reading
could
a
see that.
Christmas movie, no, I haven't done that really either. But I'm like Stephen, I'm definitely gonna see Wicked also. That's
Oh,
the one I'm
okay.
gonna be seeing by myself because I have nobody here who likes that kind of movies.
Yeah.
So me and
Yeah.
popcorn enjoying.
See, I love musicals. Musicals are my
Yeah.
jam. Like when I was pregnant, so my youngest daughter's name is Sky, and forever it took me a little bit a while, not really, just in my husband's eyes it took me a while. So I was between Sophie and Sky, and then I realized I watched too much Mamma Mia when I was pregnant with my kids because those are the two main
I
characters.
love it. Yeah,
And there
I
I never
love it.
realized that until afterwards. But my youngest one is Sky, and I know I got it
It's a
from
beautiful name, Sky. That
yeah,
is
it's
very expansive. Yes.
they have fun. If Russell Little was on tonight, which he's not, but if he was, he would say that my kids have hippie names because I have Meadow and Sky are my daughter's names. And so,
Okay. I love
fun
it.
fun times over
Yeah.
here. Okay, we're just happy go lucky puppies and rainbows all over here. But man, no, I don't know. I love musicals, but I have never even seen Wicked. I haven't seen the Broadway production of it. I haven't seen the movie of it. So it's on my list to
Yeah.
see for sure.
What
So that's a
what I
good one.
do yeah, what I do love is and I put it on my bucket list at one time I want to see him live. I don't know if you guys know Andre Rieu. He's originally from Holland and he travels the whole world with classical music, but
Mhm.
he brings classical music alive, you know, because he'll have like songs that we know, but then be sung in classical way. And he has these, you know, he travels the whole world and he makes this. It's like he creates a whole stage and like an Alice in Wonderland kind of thing. So and he's now he because you can't always go, you actually can go to the movies and see the whole concert. So that's one that we're
Oh.
definitely, because here in Aruba, we get to see it. So my mom and I have, you know, definitely put a date to see their Christmas concert.
Oh, that'll be fun. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That'll
yeah.
be fun. Well, Ilonka, tell Dina, I know about your book, but tell Dina about your book, how you got into writing it, how you just got into that space. So
Okay.
tell us all a little bit about your book.
So I'll show. This is still the author's copy. I'm so excited. It's called Quantum Rebel. I'm still actually next week. I get a box of 50 coming to Aruba, so I can do a little bit of an event here because this is where it all started. You know, after living 20 years in the U.S. And I always felt kind of like I was living in like these little gerbils going around and around, and wondering, you know, okay, what just happened today? You know, if people asked me, I was like, okay, left home and it was dark, came home and it was dark, and don't ask me what did I do, you know. And at one point it was like there must be more to life, and it was a set of circumstances, and I found myself. I looked back, and I just had this huge trailer behind me, and packed up all my stuff and went back to the island of my mom, Aruba, where she was born. And that's where I would say it started, that just walking on the beaches here, which are not all of them, but we live by the on the quieter side of the island, you know, just walking bare feet there and just allowing all the busyness of life and the all the must do things and all that yeah, all that scatteredness started to kind of feel like, you know, it was slowly just kind of starting to fall off. And that was the beginning of first hearing words come. And that was actually my first, it was the poem bundle, which I eventually called Whisperings of the Wind. And if you'd asked me then, and even, like, Ilonka, are you a writer, an author? I would say, what? Because I know my mom did tell me that when I was very little, I would tell these stories out of nowhere. It's like my sister, she would always say, "Tell me a story." So I wouldn't even have a book, and I'd just be telling these stories. And then when I was tired, I would say, "I'm tired now. We'll continue tomorrow." And my sister would almost have, she'd like have a fit because she'd go tell my mom, "Ilonka is not finishing her story," because I was ready. I was gonna go to sleep. So as a child, I had that was always creating things, but I lost it. I lost, and I talk about that in the book also. So the book is more of a, I would say, I'm more of a transformational author. So it is part biographical and part also the wisdom that came through me and eventually formed into frameworks and blueprints for living a more elevated life, and empowering the visionary voice within us to transcend the traditional success models and to really live and lead at the highest levels of, I would say, inspiration and effectiveness. So does that sound how does that sound, Dina? Because I know Amy's heard it before.
So it's and I hate to use the term self-help because I think self-help is so overused.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's a it's there in the book. I talk about that we have this phase of personal development, self-help, where we're really working on clearing ourselves and all these limiting things that we've just kind of absorbed, and that is where we're but there comes a time, and actually this is, I mean, this is through my own experience, this came through, but where after that self-help or personal development, there's actually a phase what I term in the book quantum expansion and soul mastery, where we really move beyond that self-help and personal development and really step into our greatness, and really from a very place of humility. It's no arrogance like, oh, this is who I am. This is about really honoring the soul that we are without being dogmatic, without having, it's like my religion is better than your religion. It has nothing. It transcends religions, spiritual specific philosophies. It's really the principles of life and living. And I also say, and in the book I say that too. Always take what resonates with you, and this is not the way, because there's we all have a unique experience, so we all have our own interpretation, but there are through lines and guidelines that can help us really step into a more elevated a way of living. So I would say it's beyond personal development, that there's an invitation for us to remember Maslow's theory, which is really beautiful. He always talked about that, and that was the highest one was I think it was self-transcend. No, there was, but before he died, he actually came up with one that resonates with this one, where there's more to, once we've kind of dealt with taking, working on the limiting parts of us and becoming better at who we are, then it's about really honoring and stepping into that fullness. And that's why I call really, empowering that visionary voice within us. And it's different. We're each different. Amy, I love how you do your thing, with authors, helping authors. And so and you've had the courage to go do that. And a lot of us, and I used to be there too, we kind of settle for what we think, we need to do in order to be successful in life.
Right.
And, and we end up really limiting our lives. And so that's the invitation in the book.
Yeah. I kind of see it as, I mean, I don't know. We're all different, right? We're all different. We all view life differently. Like I'm over here puppies and rainbows, right? We all just view life differently, but I think it's accepting that and owning that and then having that kind of be our, in a sense, like to quote my kids, like your superpower, and
Exactly.
really owning that and letting that
And authentically, you're
Yeah.
you're you authentically, and that's what resonates with people then, because um, there's no other Amy just like the way you show up. But a lot of us, we show up not being fully me or not fully us, and
Yeah.
and that's the invitation to where actually as humanity, that in the book, I these are the frameworks that came through. The Nautilus became the symbol where actually when we go through transformation, where usually it's pain that is the driving force that makes us want to change, there's actually shift where there's no longer the pain that drives us, but it becomes now the inspiration that drives us forth. And, this is probably going to be lifetimes further, but that we really start to see that how we are one together, and so it goes to embodying oneness.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful kind of view on life. And like I said, it's a superpower, as my kids would say. Mommy has superpowers. At least that's what I tell them, and that's what they tell my husband. And we're gonna roll with that. Okay. Amy's got superpowers in terms of my
Love it.
children. That's how we're rolling it. But so Ilonka, this holiday season, what are
Yes.
you offering for those of us during the holiday times? Because it is a book I feel like is important during the holiday times. Kind of like yesterday when we talked to Kim Ling Ling and she was talking about her nuggets of hope, especially during the holiday
Yeah.
times. A lot of people do some internal reflecting of themselves during the holidays and they really want to make a change in the new year. So I feel like your book is very pivotal and important this holiday season. So
Yes.
what is your holiday offer this season?
So I decided to do something different, and I created a special celebration bundle, where I call it "Expand into Your Greatness," and to really help readers and those that are starting to honor the visionary voice within them, to really awaken and expand into that, because the world really needs our light and our vision and our leadership more than ever. So to honor the launch from Content Rebel and also the holiday season, we're offering a 70% gift for the sprint, and they'll get the book. It will be a 3-week sprint where they'll get lifetime access to the Quantum Rebel community, where I'll show up also. They can engage with me personally in the community. We'll also be guiding them through a mastery of awareness assessment, where we can really look at our lives through in a holistic way in 7 areas of our lives, because we have a tendency to so there's family, and then we kind of compromise family with work, and then we forget our legacy. So it's really a time to really, what I call, look at quantum through quantum eyes, where it says the jaguar when he's out to get his prey, where we really learn to look very with critical eyes, yet with the loving heart of our inner child, so that we don't self-judge ourselves. And so we'll go through that together. We'll have bi-weekly momentum labs, and we'll kick it off with a mastermind, and then end it with a celebration and reflection, also live session. So, and they'll get 70% off that bundle, and then we'll ship them the book, actually the paperback book also.
Nice. So where can people go to take advantage of your 70% off?
So it's if they go to the web, it's www.thequantumrebel.com/expand greatness 70.
Okay.
And it's gonna, the offer is for all of December, so that, because this is really, so we'll start together, because there's power in doing things together, that we create a very supportive environment. And then we'll start the actual sprint will start on January 14th.
Oh, nice. Right in the new year. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Ilonka, it's so much fun to talk to you. And I feel like I always learn a little bit more about digging deeper, in myself for sure every time that we talk. But thanks for taking time out of your evening to come and hang out with us and tell us about your holiday promotion and to invite Dina into your book and just your writing journey. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and same here. Thank you for having this and for inviting me also. It's a pleasure. And I'll hang on and see how everybody else is. I'd love to hear all the other authors as well. So, but
they're
this
all
is great.
fabulous.
Thank you for doing this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We need more authors in the world.
Telling you, the life would be so boring if we didn't have authors. Ilonka, it'd be so boring. But speaking of one author that brings us so much entertainment, see, he's already smiling because he knows who I'm talking about. Like Roger, like you just already know, and I love it. I love it.
And I am here.
I know. I love
Roger
it.
always has a smile on his face.
I am Roger's biggest fan. Between Sandy, Sandy wins. Whenever Sandy's on, Sandy's his biggest fan. I'm number 2, but she's not on, so I'm claiming the number 1 spot. I am his biggest fan. If I could have a tour bus that just followed Roger, I would do that. I just love Roger. Roger's fantastic. So, Roger, do you have a favorite holiday song that whenever it comes on, you just have to stop and listen to it?
So my husband, Jerry Roberts, is a singer, and his version of "Oh Holy Night" is just the most beautiful song I have ever heard in my life. And he did record it. He was with a group during one Christmas season called the Yuletiders, and they put together a CD, and I look forward to listening to it and to just savoring listening to my husband sing that song, because it moves me like no other song ever has or ever will.
Oh, I can't even give an answer after that. Like that's just great. I don't want to hear Josh sing, but I would love to hear Jerry sing. Like that would be great. I would love that. So that "Oh Holy Night" is one of those songs that it gives you goosebumps, when you listen to it. It is definitely one of those. So I could pinpoint that for sure. So I'm going to say this. Dina has her own, so we're switching gears. So favorite holiday tradition. Do you have one?
So Christmas Eve has always been my favorite holiday. I love Christmas Eve because it's initiating everything. I mean, it's just like everything we've been anticipating. It starts on Christmas Eve, but then there's still something bigger to look forward to the very next day. So my tradition was always to host Christmas Eve with my family. And, Jerry and I would cook something, we did something non-traditional food-wise because we were going to eat traditional food on Christmas Day. So we would make either, lasagna or chicken casserole. And then my family liked to sit around and we'd open one gift on Christmas Eve. And then we'd bring out the Baileys and have some Baileys coffee and listen to Christmas music. And it was just, it's a quieter, simpler holiday experience than Christmas Day, which was bustling, but the energy of both, the balance of the more tranquil Christmas Eve and then the more exciting Christmas Day, is just a blend that I really like because it encompasses so much of the joy and the different levels of joy that the holidays can bring.
No, I love that. Dina, what about you?
See,
do you have a favorite tradition?
That's different. That's different for us. We've always opened all of our presents on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas morning was when we opened Santa Claus's gifts. So, like all the underwear and stuff from, Aunt Linda, and then we get Santa Claus's, Barbie dream house. So that's how we did ours. And then now my daughter's fixing to start bitching at me.
Nice. Well, so I guess I like that. That's a good one though. Because it makes Christmas Day, like the Santa thing, more special.
Yeah, because Christmas Day, you've got your Christmas dinner. So, like we don't have all the craziness, all over. Everyone has had their craziness the night before. We're kind of laid back on Christmas Day because, it's over.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the stockings. We've always had fruit in our stockings. And I don't know if that's like a West Texas thing, but we had like oranges in the toe of our stocking. Maybe that's like a Depression era thing. My grandparents started it. So we got fruit and nuts in our stocking.
Nice. It's different. That's different. So I remember my favorite one was from when I was little, and I'm trying to get in the habit of doing it for my kids now. It's just difficult. My parents did a really good job. So on Christmas Eve, we would all open our pajamas in like one movie. And then we would all put on our pajamas and we would drive around looking at these Christmas lights. And every year that my family got bigger, my sisters got married or whatever, all of them came, all had matching PJs. And we watched that. And then we would go home and we would watch Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve, And I remember when I was a little kid, when you would come down and it would just be the Christmas tree that's lit. And it's just like the ambiance that it gave. Then you had your gifts from Santa and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is just like Christmas in a box. It's just the ambiance of the Christmas tree and your gifts from Santa. Those were the ones that were always unwrapped, But the like recent ones since I've gotten older is my mom like lived for grandkids. She loves them more than her own children. And she will tell you this. So I'm not lying. It's the truth. So I remember one year, and it was just my niece, my oldest niece, the gifts that were wrapped under the tree came like all the way to the front door. It was so many. And I just have a picture of my niece and the gifts, So that's when like things kind of traditions started shifting and changing. But it was just such a fun time, to just have like that magic in the atmosphere and all of like the memories and stuff. So I'm trying to recreate that for my kids, and it's a struggle. I don't know how my parents did it. Like, I just don't know how they did it. It was fabulous. But Christmas Eve is like yours, Rogers. It's just relaxed, Once we all could drink, we were drinking. Just really relaxed, having a real good time, We loved everybody by the end of the night. We all loved everybody. So it's definitely, one of those things for sure. But Roger, talk about a man that entertains in books and has written so many books and won Ben Franklin Awards and all your accolades. So tell us about your books, your holiday promotion, and where you're off to next in your writing endeavors.
So 2 Christmases ago, I was decorating the house for the holidays. And I love Christmas books. I love Christmas classics. And so I always displayed my Christmas classics that I've kept over the years. And something struck me as I was displaying those books. And I thought, I want to add a book to the volumes of books that are out there celebrating Christmas. And that inspiration hit 2 years ago. And now I have the book, No Stranger Christmas, which just came out earlier this year. And Dina designed the cover. Thank you, Dina. You did a beautiful job. And I'm here to promote this book. It is the story of finding Christmas magic in the everyday. The central character, Frankie, is a 14-year-old who is struggling with becoming an artist and coming into his own as a human being. And this occurs to him in the context of his family suffering from financial troubles that he doesn't really understand. But in essence, he decides he wants to try to save Christmas for his little brother because he and his older brother always had great Christmases, and he's concerned that his little brother might not. So he pursues this goal of trying to save Christmas for his family while also trying to step into becoming an artist by helping promote the live nativity production that he's a part of with his 8th grade class.
See, and I think, so I have your book, Roger. I'm so biased because I have your book and I'm telling you, I'm like your biggest fan. But the way that you have written it, at least for me, has been one of those where, I don't know, it kind of just, you can be empathetic with the characters, you can resonate with them, and then it just leaves you kind of with wanting to be a better person, just let me just go out like Kim, and give little nuggets of hope and be nice and, do all these things. And so I feel like all of your writing is very positive and encompassment of that, and I love it. That's why I love all your books. But the cover is beautiful, but we're biased because it's Dina, and we just think she's the greatest. So we're biased on that one. But it is a fun cover for sure. But I want to dive into, because it's always fascinating to me, on your whole writing process and how you got the idea. You wrote the book. So what was that process like for you, and how long did it take you to write this book?
So, I'm also a writing coach and an editor, and I publish other people's books. And generally, my approach is to have the end in mind. I'll know what message I want to give, and I'll have a general idea of what I think the climactic scene is going to be. And then I just sit down and start writing. I tell my clients in the first draft, don't get it right, get it written. Don't spend any time revising or rewriting or editing anything in that first draft. Just move forward. And I compare it to climbing a mountain. It's like, I can have the view of the top of the mountain in the, on the vista, but I don't see the paths that they're going to take me there. So part of the fun for me as a writer is being like the reader, in that I don't know chapter to chapter what's going to happen. But if we can just open the passageway to our subconscious mind, all those ideas are already in us. And so I just sit down and start writing. And all of a sudden, the characters just take on lives of their own, and the story develops on its own, and things just continue to unfold and unfold. And pretty soon, before you know it, consistency over time, write a little bit every day, and before you know it, you'll have that first draft done. And that's usually the experience for me, especially with fiction and with nonfiction. With nonfiction, I might do some more research, but in essence, in writing that first draft, it's just trusting your muse, trusting your inspiration, whatever it is that you believe in, your subconscious mind, your spirits, whatever it is that inspires you to sit down and create something out of seemingly nothing. Just move into that space and trust it. And the more you're in that space, the more you live in that space, the more expansive and beautiful and empowering it becomes, and the more you can create and bring to the world.
And the more it feels like you're supposed to be in that space.
I'm telling you, I could listen to Roger just talk about writing, and it makes me want to write. I'm never going to write a book. I'm not even going to lie to you. My grammar and spelling is atrocious. It's never going to happen. But I could sit and listen to you, Roger, just talk about this, the passion that you have for writing, and your beautiful way of just, it's going to come, and it is what it is. And then these beautiful stories come about from it. I'm just like, man, Roger makes me want to sit down and type something. Even if I just type the word he's going to tell me it's beautiful, like it's just, it's just one of those things, So I'm just like, man, I feel like we all need a Roger in our life that just encourages us to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. And just your passion and your love for it is just a beautiful thing. And it comes out in your story that your book came out in June, and we're pushing it for the holidays and stuff, because it is a holiday book. But that's why when I was talking about, I don't usually read for the holiday. Your book is the one book I will read. And it's because it just makes me want to cozy up and read it, and I don't know, just be better, which is crazy, the holidays and stuff, but it just puts me in the holiday mood. So I read it before I started watching the holiday movies. So I read it before Thanksgiving again to kind of set it. But I have there's a book, my first last year is I start my year off with that book that you wrote. That's the book I read every January. It kicks off my year. I'm going to pause my reading journey adventure that I'm doing with Dina over here with JD Robb. That's going to take me years to complete all of those books. I'm not even going to lie to you. But that's the book that I read in January. It really sets the tone for the year and my mindset for the year, kind of going into it. And so I feel like your book's going to be the one book I'm going to read during the holidays, because it just puts me in the happy, feel good kind of avenue. And I gave it to my niece to read, so my niece is reading it. And so it's just a beautiful, positive book, and I love it.
Thank you. Well, that was the intention. I just want to honor people and their own unique spiritual path, whatever that may be. And whether that's religious or non-religious, it's just, the path to your own self-awareness, the path to your own ability to see what you can contribute to the world and what legacy you can leave. And to find that and then to be immersed in that, and I do it as a writer and I did it as a teacher, but it exists in every context. A person doesn't have to necessarily be an artist or an architect or a writer to live in that beautiful creative space of just bringing something fantastic to the world. However you do it, however you express yourself, however you can be the real you, where you live with abandon and you feel the joy to your very core, that happens in every context. So even, Amy, if you never write a book, you're doing it through these interviews, you're doing it through your marketing, you're doing it as a mom and as a wife. It's there in every context. It's just a matter of slowing down enough and acknowledging it and being aware of it, and then living from your passion, living as your soul or as your core.
See, I just need to bottle you up, Roger, and just take you everywhere with me. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. But your stories, when I don't get to talk to you, your books and your stories definitely resonate that. And I think it's a beautiful thing to kind of keep that going. I know you have some wonderful things happening in this new year and everything that is coming and will happen and is going to happen. So tell us a little bit about your wonderful, this book that you have. You also, your memoir came out last year. So tell everybody where they can learn more about you and all the books that you have written and what your holiday promotion is this holiday season.
So anyone can find me at my website, which is my name, rogerleslie.com. And when you're there, you'll find a page of all my books. My first, No Stranger Christmas is my 20th book that's come out. Very proud of that milestone. But there's information about my writing, coaching, and my publishing, and my being a professional editor. And the promotion for this book, Amy, you probably have the details even more than I do as my marketing expert. But I know we're doing a special promotion. We're offering No Stranger Christmas at a special price this whole holiday season. I believe it's for the ebook version. Is that correct?
Yep. So your ebook version is $199 and it will be through December 5th. We'll do another promotion towards the end, closer to Christmas. But your No Stranger Christmas ebook is $199. So go and take advantage of that. I know you can hear my kids in the background, but go and take advantage of that. It is a beautiful story. It will get you in the holiday spirit. So make sure that you go and take advantage of it. Go and check out Roger Leslie's website and all of the books that he has to offer, because what you see is what you get. And the way that he writes is very much the way that he just spoke here. And so if he inspires me to write a book, though I'm never going to do it, but he does inspire me to do it, I promise you will love and enjoy his stories, and you'll find inspiration in one avenue or another. So I definitely and highly recommend my favorite person, Mr. Leslie. He's my favorite. I'm his groupie. You guys, I'm his groupie.
Thank you. And happy holidays to everyone.
Yes. Roger, thanks for taking time out and joining us and hanging out. It's always so much fun to get to talk to you.
And I should have something for you by the end of the week.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tina.
Even better. All right, you guys. Well, coming up is our dynamic duo, Brakefield and Berkey. Oh, my gosh, you guys. Hey, how are you? Roxanne, why didn't you tell me that? I would have just had you go first. You should have just texted me and told me that. But how are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you very much. Happy holidays. And Tina, great to see you.
Ladies, how are you doing?
We are doing good. So you got to tell me about what your favorite holiday music song is, and then dive into, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I'm dying to know.
I'll do the song. Charles can do the other. So
sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. All right.
Yeah.
Anytime that you get to shoot up bad guys and blow up buildings and take out helicopters. I mean, that's the Christmas spirit. I mean, come on, give me a break here, okay?
Hey, it takes place at the holidays. There's a Christmas tree, okay? There's a Christmas tree. It's a Christmas party, okay? I'm on board. It's a holiday movie. I agree. Roxanne, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie?
Stephen.
No, song.
Stephen set the pace, so I need to put my Ushanka hat on.
Nice. I like it. Roxanne, what's your favorite Christmas or holiday song?
The Christmas Shoes.
The Christmas Shoes?
I haven't heard that one.
It's the little boy that goes into the store to buy some shoes for his mommy. You've heard it. You just probably don't realize you've heard it. It's a very heart-wrenching kind of song.
Okay. I'll have to put on. Is it going to make me cry? Because Dina was crying yesterday and I can't cry. Okay. All right. Well, you've had me. All right. I'm going to, as soon as I finish up all of these, I will listen to the song and then I'm going to text you and been like, Roxanne, why did you tell me to listen to the song? That's what's going to happen.
It's a good one. It's really a good one.
I'm going to ugly cry. My mascara is going to be all over the place. Oh my goodness.
I have to echo what Stephen said, that so this is Christmas from John Lennon. It was actually written for his son, Julian. And if you listen to it right up as it begins, he goes, "This is for you, Julian." And he whispers and then goes into the song. Very, very touching. And it's always sticks in my mind.
I don't know if I've heard that version. I'll have to go and listen to it. But you guys, my dynamic duo is how I always introduce, and I love that. You guys have so many books out. You have 13, 12, 13. I'm going to go with 13. I always get it wrong. I feel like you don't like the number 13, so it's 12, and then you have a new series. But I've slept since that conversation, Roxanne. But you guys have a lot of books. You have a lot of books. You're techno thrillers. You have spin-offs of it, all kinds of stuff. So tell us all the genre that you write in, the books that you have. Correct me on the number of books that you have, because I know that I need that in my life. You just keep adding to them. So tell us all of the fun, good stuff that is Brakefield and Berkey.
Okay, we'll go through the rundown really quickly because I don't want to bore the audience, but we certainly have our historical fiction, which is Out of Poland, which is on the signs behind us. That is the prelogue to the Enigma series, which is a 12-book series. Then we have 2 of 3 in the Enigma Heirs trilogy, which is YA thrillers. And then we have our kind of, our new romantic contemporary, which is Trusted Friends and Lovers, for those who want to, explore why relationships do and don't work. And then our latest, which is actually a children's book in honor of this holiday season, is The Dream. And it's really for the tweenies that are out there. So perfect for kids that are reading. It has some actual worksheets at the end for, ensuring that you've got comprehension and things like that for your kids. So it's a really fun print book.
And if you get somebody that's really really spirited, not quite reading yet, there's also a portion of the book that's black and white for coloring. So they can go at it with the colors. And if that's somehow offensive to somebody putting colors inside of a book, go to our website, enigmaseries.com, and download the freebie that we have for the word games and the coloring pieces.
I love coloring. So does my oldest, likes coloring. My youngest, I don't know if you can call what she does coloring. It's just all one color everywhere. But she's 4. She's 4. Okay. But no,
okay.
Your cover is beautiful. The coloring pages is phenomenal, because even as an adult, I would love them, right? And a lot of adults read young adult books anyways, but it's definitely one of those that I find is amazing. And I really, honestly, Dina, I don't encounter a lot of books like that have coloring pages. Not recently. I haven't. Have you?
I haven't had one in a long time. I have had some authors who had like worksheets or coloring pages that they linked to in their book that was a hidden link on their website, so that if you bought the book, you could have access to the supplemental material and the coloring pages and stuff like that.
Interesting. Look at that. You guys are bringing it back. I love it. You guys are always doing fun and different things, innovative things, to say the least. But before we dive deeper into it, tell everybody for the first time what your holiday promotions and specials are this holiday season.
Rox, can you go ahead and go with that?
Oh, I can go with that. Sure. So we got a couple of specials going on. The three books that are actually on our background. So Trusted Friends and Lovers, The Dream, and Out of Poland. For a limited time, you can actually get them on our Ingram Spark special for 25% off on the print books. And they'll be delivered in time for Christmas. It's a really kind of cool, fun thing. But for this particular event, for people that want to send an email to authors@enigmaseries.com, we're going to give away 2 free signed copies of Trusted Friends and Lovers and The Dream, and we'll ship them within the continental United States. And you can have them, we'll sign them with whatever kind of, Christmas wish you have, and get them in time for Christmas, knock on wood. I can't guarantee the post office ever, and then anyone who wants Audible Out of Poland, I can give 4 codes for either US or UK for those who send a message to authors@enigmaseries.com.
Nice. That's a lot. Those are good holiday promotions.
We want to give freebies to people. It's the Christmas giving season, better to give.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I love it.
Agreed.
And 25% off the paperbacks. That's sweet. That is a sweet deal.
That is huge, I think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys have to take advantage of that. Oh my God. I don't think we've ever had the 25% off of a paperback book. Look at that. See, again, breaking molds. Telling you. Oh my gosh. No, I love that. I have to do that. See, I always stack up on my books during this because I don't read during December, so I have all these other books I got to read come the new year. So I love that. So tell us all about, and those are your holiday specials. Those are the books that are on promotion. So tell us all about the other books that you've written. You guys have dabbled and written in a lot of techno thrillers. So tell us all about the Enigma series and the Enigma Heirs.
Yeah. So the secondary series, the first 12 books are the Enigma series, and that's the 3rd generation of the cyber good guys fighting cyber bad guys, and we kept the series at 12 books. Then we got the hit on the idea. Okay, well, people retire, people move on, and the next generation move up to take on the mantle responsibility, and that's what the Enigma Heirs is about. We got 2 books on the runway for that, the Tracer and Forest. We're getting a lot of good traction on Forest from the a lot of people looking at it saying, "Wow, this is very contemporary. This is very compelling, great material." And then we're working currently on the 3rd and final book of that series, the Enigma Jewels, and it will culminate that particular series, and then we'll probably look at more cozy mysteries through the end of the year, and all the special projects that we dream up, because that's what we do. We're just in the back room, just thinking stuff up.
I love it. I love it. Your hat is reminding me of A Christmas Story. That one. What is it? The one kid. I can't remember his name, but it's like the one kid, that's gonna like beat him up or something. He has the hat on, the coon hat on.
We're not talking about Peter and the Wolf, are we?
No, in the Christmas Story where he has, he's like, I don't know, he's like the
well, I was in
the coon hat.
I was in Ireland a couple of years ago, and I had my trench coat on, and I had this hat on, and this woman stops in the middle. It's like January time frame, and she stops and she points at me. She goes, "Are you Russian?" And I recoiled at her. I said, "Are you KGB looking for me?" And so we had a great laugh at each other's expense.
Yeah. I got the Russian vibe too. I got that, but it just reminded me of A Christmas Story. The bully of that kid or whatever has a raccoon hat on. It's like been skinned, and it's just hat, and it has a tail.
Didn't they call that the Daniel Boone hat?
Let me
it looked kind of like that with the tail.
This is a mink hat. I had a furrier make this for me, and it picks up women like crazy.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, see, Bjorn gets it. He had yellow eyes. Who has yellow eyes? Yeah. Okay. Bjorn knows what I'm talking about. That's his movie too. A Christmas Story is his movie. But Yeah, it just reminds me of the coon hat, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's my southern self coming out saying coon hat, you know? I don't know. But it reminded me of it. And you were just talking. I was really engaged. And I was like, this is like the guy with the coon hat. So I had to say it. I'm sorry. I rabbit holed and I sidetracked. And I'm sorry. I apologize deeply for it. Oh, my goodness. So before we dive in more into the books that you have on promotion, what is the your favorite like holiday family tradition or just tradition that you grew up on? What is one of y'all's favorite traditions?
Rox, you want to open up on that one?
I think Christmas tradition, it's funny, Amy, when you were talking about the Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff, we kind of did that sort of tradition. And we also had a lot of oranges and nuts in the Christmas stocking.
See, it's not just me.
Nope, it's not, Dina. It was because we were really not well off. And so, those oranges are easy to stack in there and keep you healthy for a few days through the winter. But we would get walnuts specific. And I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah, we got Brazil nuts. I never understood that because you couldn't ever crack them. So they always went to my grandfather and he's the one that ate them. But, I mean, my grandparents grew up in the Depressions.
Yep.
So, it's like, there were never any leftovers. There were never any scraps. She saved every bit of material, after she's cutting out patterns. So very frugal family.
Yeah.
Well,
so the one lesson that I learned from Christmas was that my dad was in the Air Force. And when he said, it's time for us to pick up and go. And sometimes it was at Christmas time. I distinctly remember us getting to a motel, someplace in flyover state, name the state. And he got everybody inside to the room. We all got bathed and ready for bed. He brings in the Christmas presents from the trunk that had been hidden from us for,
Nice.
4 or 5 states. So that's the Christmas I remember. That's one that I probably won't ever do for anybody in my household. So, but it's Dina, that's like you. I mean, my folks grew up in the Depression area as well, and for them, food was, are you hungry? It doesn't matter. What time of day it is. Are you hungry? You showed up. Let's get you fed.
Yeah.
So, that's for them, and for me, that is Christmas. It's the I don't want to see anybody alone. So we'll invite people. Okay, is everybody? I talk to the girls and all their friends. Everybody good? If they don't have a place to go, bring them here. We'll feed them. We'll laugh and cut up. I'll do some of my impersonations of famous characters that you won't understand or recognize, but I can be entertaining. Hand puppets, you name it, we do it.
I love it. I feel like that's what the holidays really are all about, really. I mean, you have all the gifts and the stress of it, right? And I'm in that with my kids, but just about loving on one another, and even people that maybe you don't necessarily know, but if you can help them in some way or provide for them or be there for them, even if it's just during that season, I feel like that's like kind of like A Wonderful Life, which is a great movie. It's only great in black and white. I don't care what anybody says. It's the best.
It's a great movie. You're right. That's a winner. Totally.
Yeah. Winning what? Yeah.
I want
my own chicken dinner.
I've always wanted my own Clarence.
Yes.
I've always wanted my own bank.
Well, okay.
Her favorite holiday is her birthday. She always just wanted her own bank. There's a pattern, Dina. There is a pattern here with you. Okay. There's just a pattern.
When is your birthday, Dina?
June.
It's the 8th, right?
Yep.
And before history rolls over, happy birthday, Miss Roxanne.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna text Dina and be like, we have to sing happy birthday because we sing it to Roxanne. But it is her birthday.
No.
So.
The last time I tried to sing happy birthday to her, I've still got the welts from the 2x4. So
Okay, this is the man who's a storyteller who's saying this, and you know.
I love it. I love it. Well, before we let you go, Roxanne, to go celebrate your birthday, and please tell them I am so sorry. I had no idea. Tell us one more time what your holiday specials and promotions are this holiday season.
So for those listening to this wonderful event that you and Dina are putting together as a Christmas gift to listeners, anyone who emails to authors@enigmaseries.com could choose a print. I'm going to give away 2 print copies of Trusted Friends and Lovers, 2 print copies of The Dream. So Trusted Friends and Lovers, contemporary romance. The Dream is for tweenies. And the fans of historical fiction might enjoy the Audible, and I'll give away 4 Audible codes, US or UK. And all 3 of the paperbacks are on special for 25% off paperback. And if you need the link to buy them, send a note to authors@enigmaseries.com. We'll ship that code. It's easy.
I love it. I love it. Well, you guys, it's always so much fun to have you guys here. And Roxanne, I always put you on your birthday because I just feel like, I don't know, it's special to have you talk on your birthday, I think. So thanks for taking time away from your family on your birthday to come and hang out and to talk about your holiday promotions. Charles, thanks for wearing the hat that gets all the ladies on the show. I'm sure there are just a ton of women just losing their mind right now.
My email is just blowing up right now. I won't go into all the gory details, but I will revel in those in private. Okay.
Okay.
Have a great, happy Christmas and happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yes, and happy birthday, Roxanne. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You guys go have a good evening. All right. You guys. Let's see. Where are you? Red. You moved on me. You moved on me. Red O'Laughlin. Oh my gosh. How are you, my friend?
Actually, I would normally say excellent as always, but I'm still recovering. I came down with shingles in June, healed up pretty well. I came down with shingles again in July, same places, my upper thigh, lower buttocks, and then my lower back. And for about 10 weeks, I was absolutely in misery. Just nothing worked. Finally got something to work a little bit, but then it spiked my blood pressure really high. Had to get off of it. And little by little by little, I'm starting to improve since about the middle of October. Incrementally through November, I'm improving. And I'm almost down to a point now where I still have pain from the shingles. It's just not near as often or as intense. And left a little bit of brain fog too, because for whatever reason, a lot of times I just can't think of a word, what's going on. So for the last, it's literally June 5th until about 1st of December, I've been semi out of pocket. So, but I'm improving every day.
Oh my goodness.
You're on the mend.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you're on the mend and you're doing better. That's just crazy.
It used up until about middle of November, I was improving weekly. I could feel it, but I'm almost now where I can feel improvements daily. I'm pretty sure that by Christmas, New Year's, I'll pretty much be back in that 90% or above level. But it's just been if for anybody out there who has not gotten the shingles vaccine, it's about 96% effective. Get it. You do not even want to come close to experiencing the level of pain and stuff, because I had the rash and then the blisters. But anything, it just itched like crazy almost. And then the electric wires turned on and just made everything frizzle. And then you just touch it or burning.
That's like a re-triggering of the chicken pox.
Yes, it is.
Like
Absolutely. You got it. And I re-triggered it twice, once in June and once in July. Don't ask me why, but anyway, it's a terrible thing to have. I could get maybe 1 hour sleep a night. It was just not a pretty picture. And then little by little, like I say, I've been improving. But I'll tell you what, ice worked for about 10 or 15 minutes. A bottle of bourbon worked for a half hour, maybe to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
A couple bottles of wine, you could get at least an hour or two of sleep, but never more than 2. So it was just nothing worked. That's part of the problem. Anyway, that being said, that's my past life. I'm giving it up. I lost the summer of 2024. I'm here for the Christmas season of 2024 and enjoying every minute of it as best I can. So Excellent as always, Amy.
I love it. I miss you saying that all the time. Every time I ask you, excellent as always. But man, I feel like, I mean, I haven't gone through singles, so what you've gone through is far worse than what I have. But I feel like 2024 for a lot of us has just been a year of fun transition transformations. And I say fun because that's the only positive word you can put on it, because at the end of last year, I was diagnosed with IC. And so I've spent all of this year trying to get all of that underhandled and controlled, and stress sets that off, and what better way to have stress than having, just straight up, moving, building a house, daughter going to school, all kinds of chaos erupting, right? So, it's been a fun, crazy transition, and ice baths galore are my happy spot for sure. But what have you been working on? Are you working on anything new? Are you helping publish anything new? Tell us, besides your crazy life, what else has been going on?
I've done very little since June. Very little. I had published a couple of books for people earlier in the year. I had a book that I wrote back in 2014 that I pulled up and started revamping because I was using it as a free PDF giveaway back a long time ago. And it's called Failure is Not an Option, based on the Gene Kranz book of the same name, of the astronaut program trying to land a man on the moon by the end of the 60s. And so I used a lot of the reference of the NASA and the space landings and the whole program as part of the framework for that. And so I've updated it a little bit because I'm referring to a lot of stuff technology-wise 10 years ago. I got 2 more things to add. I'm using, I have to add a little part of this chapter in there on AI, and another one on alpha waves, and using that to contact your subconscious mind, and a little bit more proactive and not exponential. Yeah, exponential, probably a decent word. Again, my brain fog, I can't think of the word I want. But anyway, it is right now. I have the cover on it. I proofread it over the Thanksgiving holidays, and it'll be out here, I'm hoping, before the end of the year. And beyond that, the biggest thing that happened to us this year, we had our first great-grandson.
Oh, wow.
1-year-old in January. So that was a major. Our youngest granddaughter is in college. So that's the span. Entry into college, and a new great grandson. Well, anyway, beyond that, from a publishing perspective, like I say, for the last 5 months or so, basically nothing. So almost a half a year with nothing to show for it. But for a reason. I'm sure I'll probably write a book on shingles, and no doubt in my mind about it.
Oh, there you go. You could totally do that. Are you still doing all of your talk shows?
I missed a couple of them. But yes, I have 3 shows I do a week. I have one that I pretty much do every single week called The Corner Bookstore, where I talk to authors. And so if there's anybody here in this program that wants to get on my show, I'll put my contact information in the chat.
Yeah.
And be more than happy to chat with anybody who has a book, has many books. It doesn't matter. I'm there looking for people. I have another program called The Wise Ones, that I have some authors on there, but we're talking more from a perspective of a business person who writes books and markets them, as opposed to a writer who's writing their book and then trying to get it out into the public. So it's slightly different. But I got lawyers, I got project managers, I got a lot of different accountants. I got a lot of different kinds of people, but entrepreneurs more than anything else. So, but again, if you have an interesting story, let's chat about it. And then I have my own program called Talking Heads, that I pretty much concentrate on the things that I want to talk about with regard to health and wellness. And most of it's focused around longevity, but occasionally I'll talk about how to write and publish a book for free, or talk about some other aspect of something that it's not necessarily a health topic, but that's kind of rare. Most everything I talk about is something dealing with the subconscious mind, or something dealing with the physical body, aging, longevity, that kind of stuff.
Nice. Look at you. You're still keeping it going. And I'm excited. I'm sure you're going to write a book about shingles. I'm excited to hear. And I see all the things that you're doing.
Things happen for a reason. So I can't imagine not having a book on shingles based on what I went through. That just doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, that's
So,
not fitting. That's not fitting for you, for sure. Where are you offering a holiday promotion or anything? I'm happy to just get to talk to you and hear how you're doing.
well, actually, since I came on, typically I do have something, and this is a different format than what we've had in the past.
It
But
is.
what I have, let's see here. I got a book on longevity. Longevity Secrets talks about a couple of major causes of aging. And that's one that I probably will not update, but will come out with a companion, because there's another dozen causes that I talked about on one of my shows. And so I figured, why not put the 10 or 15 top causes of aging in there, and let's talk about what you can do. I
Yeah.
have my Alzheimer's book with about 43 different chapters on what causes Alzheimer's, not the standard things that you hear on tau tangles and the beta amyloid protein. There's a lot of things out there that have been linked to Alzheimer's, and a lot of options you have. The Joy of Aging talks about the 6 or 7 things that cause disease in the body: your stress and toxins and radiation, inflammation, infection, diet, and even expectations. I have a book I wrote on how to write and publish your book for free. I have my No Matter What book, which is your subconscious mind. How do you actually talk to your subconscious mind, the guy in charge? And then I just came out literally about the same time I came down with shingles, first part of June. I had to be at an author. In fact, I'm looking at a whiteboard there. My note to go to that book signing author event, it's that night. The next day I came back home with a rash. So it's basically, it's about, for Catholics, it's about heaven and purgatory. How do you get to heaven bypassing purgatory? So not a book for most people, but if you're a Catholic and it's something that's important to you, I go into a lot of detail, just like I research the human body at the cellular level, looking for cause and effect. I've researched the Catholic tradition, Bible, liturgy, and stuff. Where in there are there actual promises made that have been recognized? And then again, my Failure is Not an Option book will be out. I'm saying next couple 3 weeks. So I mean, price all my books. They're normally $18.77. That's the one price I set everything at. But I'm going to set it at $12.99. So every book will be $12.99 as a paperback, and all my ebooks will be $1.99. And
Nice.
effective from the 5th through the 25th. My website's being upgraded. Should be available sometime here this week. I'm hoping they tell me. And so you can buy it on Amazon, or if you come to my website, you can get it on about 15 different publishing platforms. That's what my plan is. We'll see how well that
Nice.
works.
I love it. You're still keeping busy. You're not letting it get you down. I love that.
I get about 3 good hours a day that I'm productive. Beyond that, I can't guarantee some level of productivity, but for 3 hours, maybe 4, I can get stuff done.
And you chose to spend one of those here with us. Thank you.
I did. I saw you all last night, and I said, I didn't know I was going to get on tonight. If I do, great. If not, well, it is what it is. So anyway, thank you, Amy. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, this year, things have just been chaotic for me, so we did a little bit different than usual. But it's just a free for all. So I'm glad that you chose to spend one of your hours hanging out and talking with us. I mean, you've had a crazy year, so I feel honored that you came to talk to us, Red. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
What else can I do to help you?
Just staying healthy, Red, would be great. Staying healthy and positive. And the next time I talk to you, you tell me exceptional as always. Okay. I miss hearing that on Monday nights. So
I had my physical in October. I haven't missed a physical since 1967.
Oh, wow.
31 years of aviation physicals and regular ones. Everything was within the normal range. I think 2 blood tests were just barely out. Nothing the doctor was concerned about. So physically, I'm doing well. I just have a lot of what they call post-traumatic neuralgia, which is the same pain you get with shingles, but without the rash.
Yeah.
And so I have it, and it used to be constant, but it's there, but it's not. It's at an annoying stage rather than a nuisance stage. And so I can live with what I have now without the bourbon and without the wine, but I don't want to push it too far.
Yeah, no, I get you. So Dina, Red was in the Monday night group that I used to have and I used to run. Red was in there. Julie was in there. Valerie would come every now and then. We'll talk to Valerie here in a minute. But So every Monday night, I would get on at 7 with this wonderful group of authors, and I would ask everybody how they're doing. And Red was always just exceptional as always. And so when I saw him today, I was like, oh, Red's going to tell me I haven't heard it in like a year, you know? So in my mind, Red, you've said that. So I want you to get back to exceptional as always. So I'm wishing you good health and just a speedy recovery. And I know you're having some issues and stuff, but man, you've been pulling it all together and doing good. And so I aspire to be like you if I ever get sick. You're an inspiration for all of us, I would say, if I ever get sick.
Oh, thank you, Amy. I really, truly appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely, Red. I appreciate you coming and hanging out and talking with us. It's great to see you. So anything we can do for you this holiday season, you just send me an email and you let me know.
Okay. And it's always better to be seen than viewed.
Yeah. But I get that 100%. So you go and relax and take a load off. You go just relax and hang out, Red. But thanks for hanging out with us.
I look forward to Dina being on one of my shows, or maybe 2 shows.
Oh, yeah. Dina's there. She's a hoot. She is a hoot and fun to be around. So she'll be great for you. I will put her on your calendar.
I look forward to it. Dina, great meeting you, and you all have a happy Merry Christmas, New Year, the whole season. And if I don't catch you before the end of the year, just enjoy life. Have fun.
Yeah. Same to you, Red. You have to send me updates. Yeah. Send me updates, Red.
I shall do that. I really will.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Valerie, oh Valerie, where art thou?
Hello. Sorry, I'm running a little late today. How's everybody? I love this pink vibe that everybody is having. It's so festive.
Girl, you're not running late. We're on the 2-hour schedule. So as long as you popped on at some point between there, girl, you're on time. Okay. My mom would say you're fashionably late. Oh, okay.
That was story of my life. And then the kids are like, wait, I got to be somewhere on time. I can't do it.
15 minutes is fashionably late. Okay. I'm just saying.
It took me a long time to get on time. It just wasn't in my nature for years and years. You can ask my husband. He's teased me so bad. He's like, the event starts at 5:30 and then you get there. It's like, no, it was at 6. And you're like,
nice.
I was one of those people.
He's figured you out.
I used to be consistently 15 to 20 minutes late everywhere. My old boss just called it Dina time.
Man,
Dina time. Yes.
You guys stress me out, man.
I'm better now. I'm so much better. I've got to where I can even be early. And I was like, who am I? I am not the same person if I'm early.
If I'm not 15 minutes early, I am stressed out. I am stressed out. I'm like, oh my God, we're late. Like, I don't know. I get that from my dad. My dad was always military time, 15 minutes earlier, you're late, you know? So, man. And Valerie, oh my gosh. So Russell's not on, but we'll talk about this on Monday. So you know how he's like a time Nazi? I was late. I was late to one of his events at his house. I had driven into town from my mom's and somehow a miscommunication happened. I didn't think that we were doing it. And I was sick the previous day. I was so late. I think I was like 30 to 45 minutes late for this whole thing. And he was not a happy camper at all. Like, I'm surprised that man still talks to me. Because me and Russell are very similar. If we're not 15 minutes early, we're late. And I was super late. I was like, oh, man. Yeah. I don't even know if he remembers.
But I'm very proud of myself that I reformed. And I'm a reformed latecomer. So it's all good.
I like it. You've redeemed yourself? Is that what you're saying? You've redeemed yourself?
I've been redeemed. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Valerie, girl, I feel like you are always doing something. You're always popping and locking at different kinds of events and getting down and doing all kinds of stuff. So for those that don't know you, Valerie, I know you. I think Dina knows you, but for the sake of others on that don't know you, tell everybody what genre you write in, what kind of books, and about your blog.
Okay, so I'll just knock out the blog thing first. So I've been doing Hot in Houston Now for 9 years, which is bizarre to me. It's a lifestyle blog with like local news. It covers everything from events to food to, oh my gosh, I don't even, important things, restaurant openings, just you name it, theater, musicals, ballet, just whatever comes my way. I love talking about, because I'm a native Houstonian, and if I can help the peeps out here, and plus I'm a U of H grad, so go Cougs.
Yes.
Yes. So, and then so that kind of segued from my other career as a freelance writer with the Chronicle, and as a content creator with some magazines, and as something else and something else and something else. When I tell people what I'm doing, they're like, are you like sane? Because I think they think I'm really crazy. And then I somehow along the way, I produced some books, because I was like, I just tell people, like, it's the writer's life. We just do what we do. It comes creatively, it just kind of just go with the flow, and So actually it is the 10th anniversary of my first book, which I am ecstatic that first of all, I can't believe it was 10 years ago. But so then it resulted in 3 books. Ta-da! So the first book was this one. This was the Listen in the Rainforest. And so it's where the family goes to Ecuador. And then that resulted in this one, where it's Listen on a Safari, which this one did really well. Everybody's done really well, but this one actually was sold to Houston Museum of Natural Science here in Houston in their gift shop when it first debuted in 2017. And then that led to this one, Listen in the Outback, and where the family goes to Australia. And as I progressed, I developed fun facts and all these like cool things, like, because I volunteer like 1,000 times, which Amy, you'll probably be doing this at school with your kids, and so you see all the cool books at the book fair, and so I have like fun facts and things like that. So every book got a little bit more complicated and a little bit more complicated. The best way I can describe it is it's like realistic fiction, because everything in the book is true to fact except for the characters. And so they really are talking about like what they do in terms of, if you go to Australia, and planning it was kind of crazy, because like I wanted them to go see these different things. I was like, whoa, Australia's really spread far apart. But so I wanted them to see like the Great Barrier Reef, and I wanted to go to this Daintree rainforest. So I had to find a way in the story, like, where can they start and how can they do this? And then we met some friends, and then it was just, it's a lot of homework. That's what I tell the kids when I go do school presentations, is that everything is a lot of homework being an author. And then, Amy, I know you know this book. This was The Donut Tree. This came out between, this is actually my best bestseller. And because people, I think it's just the donut connection. I don't know.
No, it's just sprinkles. Oh my gosh. I was so excited.
It's really fun. It's really fun. We have sprinkles. She cares and shares all the donuts. You get to take home as many as you want. She tells a little story how she planted them. She wished on a star, and she's giving them away.
I wish it was a real donut tree, Bjorn. I wish it was.
That's actually how it came about, because my kids, I have 4 kids, and we were always running late to school or running late for breakfast. And then we're like, okay, if we only had a donut tree, we could just grab donuts off the tree and not have to stop for breakfast.
Love that.
but I found this little note I had written to myself in a journal, and it was so bizarre, because I was like, it said the donut tree, and I was like, hey, I remember that I wrote this down like a really long time ago. And then you finally get a break in your life, and you're like, okay, maybe it's a sign I need to write this story now. And so I just wrote it, and I was like, it could be rhyming, because all of these other books are educational, and they're so cool with all that, because it has true life animal pictures and this and that. But everybody's like, do you have something for really littles? And so I was like, not, so then that's like the donut tree was born. So I was like, let's make it fun. Let's make it festive. Let's make it a good story time book. And that's how it evolved. So
it's not even for the littles. I love that book. I am 32, you guys, and it is my like most favorite friggin' book is The Donut Tree. My daughter went as Sprinkles for book character day, and we had to like pull the outfit together because she decided last minute that's what she wanted. So instead of having like a cute little donut belt, she just like brought a like toy donut that she had, and like this whole match thing. And oh my gosh, like but she like wanted to be Sprinkles from The Donut Tree. Like that book is just like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it is really not for littles. Like, I mean, it is because it's directed towards them. But like, even Bjorn is sitting here saying, like, is it based on a real donut tree? Like, I feel like all of us adults are just like, oh my gosh, this is the best book. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
I truly love that book. It's great.
Yeah, and all my little cousins, that have littles, and they were like, "Oh my God, Valerie, if I have to read Donut Tree again to Connor or whatever, and they're like, we read it all the time, and then when they come visit my friends, I'm like, tell her it's your favorite book or what's your favorite book? They're like, the Donut Tree. Oh my God,
It's
y'all are
great.
breaking my heart. It's just wow. It's just like I'm exploding. So
It's fabulous.
exciting.
I mean, I own all of your children's books, right? And I read them all to my girls, but the most highly requested one is the Donut Tree. And then they're all like, "Can we plant a donut tree?" And I'm like, I wish we could. A Shipley's glazed
I
donut,
wish.
Yes.
Yes. But I think it's just because everybody relates to it. It's just grown-ups or, adults. And I was raised on Shipley donuts. I mean, I was raised on Shipley donuts. Everybody has a favorite donut. Everybody has a favorite donut shop. It's something, it's not just for kids. It's very, relatable.
It's because it's a great book, Valerie. Don't sell your shelf short. Everyone loves that book because it's a great book. The story is great. The illustrations are wonderful. Sprinkles, how can you not love Sprinkles? And then at the end, she makes sure that he takes one for his mama. I mean, I was sold there. I was sold.
Yes.
Like, you want my mama
Amy,
one?
what's your favorite donut? Amy, what's your favorite donut?
Oh, I'm boring.
Where? What shop?
I'm boring. I'm a Shipley's girl through and through, and I love just a good old Shipley's warm glazed donut. Like, yeah.
What about you, Valerie?
Okay, Shipley's chocolate filled, and I'll take a hot Shipley's glaze for sure.
Yeah.
And Krispy Kreme hot glaze. Oh my Lord.
See, in West Texas we had Southern Made, and
those are good.
Cherry glazed. And I would go when I was pregnant with my first son. We used to go at 3:00 in the morning and get me cherry glazed.
Nice
donuts from Southern Made.
Okay, and I have a pregnancy donut story too. Was when down the street from us, we were. I mean, literally probably within walking distance of a Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, I need a donut, and my husband comes.
Nice.
I was like, just go get a donut, and he comes back with a dozen. I was like, there's 2 of us. Why do we need a dozen? He was like, I didn't know which one you wanted. So,
there you go.
Okay, first baby, we're just gonna pack it on. Let's go.
Man, Bjorn likes the Krispy Kreme custard filled with chocolate icing. Okay.
I love a Boston cream.
We see you, Bjorn. We see you.
Man, I can eat the heck out of a Boston cream donut like from Dunkin'. Poof.
Oh, no. But I think, Dina, my mom and them in Louisiana, I want to say, have Southern Made donuts. And
man, they were delicious, man. Just we'd get 2 dozen. And so like 1 dozen was for me. And well, my man worked bouncer in a bar, so we were leaving the bars at 2 and 3 in the morning anyway. So yeah,
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
No. So Valerie, what is your holiday promotion this holiday season? I hope it's on the donut tree. I'm hoping.
Well, actually, and what's so crazy is that when people do come see me at all these different events I go to, people really do like, like they like the animals too. In the other books, they're like, oh, my son loves crocodiles, my son loves snakes, my blah, blah, blah. And so, but it's a really great way to connect with a really wide range of audience, in terms of these different books, and that's what I'm so excited about, is that people find something that relates to them. I mean, I've had people like buy it for gifts, and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, they're gonna just love this because of that reason, or things. So my promotion is, okay, regularly these 3 books are $22 for 3, and I will sell these for $20 for 3 with free shipping.
Okay.
So just let me know about this. And then Donut Tree, let's say this is usually $12. How about $10?
Oh, nice. So where do people go to take advantage of your promotion?
Yeah, I would say if you want to reach out to me on Instagram and message me, and I'm going to put all my links in here for you guys, or even on Facebook. And where's my other one? Sorry. And then here's my Facebook page. You can message me on Instagram or on Facebook, and I can get that to you, and you can just direct message me. Oops, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, so not a problem. I do that all the time. And, I can personalize it for you guys, whoever they want it to go to, and send it right out.
I love it. Valerie, you're always dipping and doing and popping all kinds of stuff all over the place. You are the
We
one.
gotta
You are,
evolve, we
yeah,
gotta evolve. So,
telling you,
and
you're
then
the one.
we
You are
learn from
constant.
everything we do, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, you are constant. Every time I talk to Valerie, she's off doing her own little thing. Oh, I'm at a market here. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm teaching in the schools. I'm speaking here. And you're just like, wow, girl. Wow. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
You're all
I don't
over
know.
the place.
I'm crazy. Just say I'm crazy.
It's fun. It's fun. And I love it.
I love my life. And I love that when I'm teaching, the kids can see that, what I'm teaching comes from a place that I love and it resulted in this or resulted in that. And then hopefully that inspires them to continue their writing and do something they love.
Yeah. Telling you, between you and Roger, one of these days I'm just going to knock out a book. You know what I'm saying?
Roger
One of these
is
days.
incredible. He is incredible. Yes, I love Roger.
I'm telling you, don't take him from me. I am his biggest fan. Do not take him from me. Okay, we can share. We can share, but that's about it.
Yes.
That's it. That's
question?
it. No, I love him. Well, Valerie, thanks for taking time out of your evening to come and hang out with us. It's always such a fun time, and I love talking about your books. They are a staple in my household.
Absolutely, my pleasure to spend time with you guys for sure.
Yeah, well, have a good holiday season, and I'll see you on Monday.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Bjorn. I'm really digging the conversation in the chat, man. Like I feel like all three of us are just kindred spirits here, and I love it. I love it.
You gotta have fun with everything, right?
Oh my goodness. Yes, you do. You absolutely.
And I am fascinated with the donut tree. I have to buy the book, and I hope I find a donut tree pizza bush.
I know.
And you had a great idea for it. Now she can have the donut tree and the pizza bush.
Yes,
I would not recommend the margarita fountain. But
that comes with a disclaimer.
It's a lemonade fountain. It would be a lemonade fountain for children. Oh my goodness.
Around the corner and up the hill is the Jack Daniels fountain, and the margarita fountain's next to it.
Yes. And they do ID.
It's even better because you said Jack Daniels. That's like I love it. Telling you, we're all kindred spirits.
Jack and
here.
Coke. Love Jack and Coke.
Yeah. I would say I grew up on that, but then I feel like people would take that the wrong way, but that's all my dad drank. Yeah.
Since I was 5.
Since I was 5, I've been drinking Jack and Coke. No, that's what my dad used to drink.
Growing up.
I'm sure it wasn't Valerie's intention, but her donut tree book kind of made me think. I'm a fat guy, so when I write my stories, I love writing about food and eating. And donuts do show up in my story fairly frequently. So now I have to buy her book just to see what it's like to write a story about solely this fictional tree that makes donuts. I mean, that's got to be an awesome story.
It's so creative and fun. It's just such a fun read. But oh my gosh, I love it. Jack and Coke. Yeah, Jack and Coke was my first drink, man. Like I grew up. That's what my dad drank. That's what we drank. And then he went to Jack and Water, and now he's just into a bunch of different whiskeys, takes sips and all kinds of stuff. So it's fun time.
What is the benefit of Jack and Water?
I don't know. I feel like you should just have it neat at that point.
Hydrated whenever you're going.
Stay hydrated.
I don't drink brown water. I don't drink brown water. The only brown liquor I drink is I'll drink Kahlua, but that's only because I make it. But I'll drink Jägermeister. I love you.
No, that's terrible.
You've lost us all. You've lost us all at that. Me and Bjorn both just made the ugliest face when you said that. We're just like, ooh, that.
I love licorice and I love ouzo. So anything that's got the anise flavoring, I love.
No.
It's an acquired taste, and that's fine because I will drink it all by myself.
Okay, you can have that one.
I almost don't drink it all anymore, but when I did, it was Jack and Cokes or Southern Comfort.
Oh,
that was my 2 go-tos.
Yeah,
margarita beer.
No, I never got into beer. I was whiskey bourbon girl, and then it was, the fruity drinks. I like a good amaretto sour. That makes me happy, and a Deserono on the rocks. But yeah, I don't really drink a whole lot anymore. So, but those were my choices.
I love a salty dog.
What is that? What I've heard of it, but what is it?
It's grapefruit and gin, and on my rim, I rim it with honey and then salt.
Huh. Interesting.
Not sure about that. Is that another acquired taste?
Me and Bjorn were trying really hard there. Me and Bjorn were trying really hard to just keep our composure and been like, oh yeah, that sounds great. And we're both like, grapefruit. What?
It's like one of those things. If you like grapefruit juice, you'll like it.
Yeah. So. I feel like that's an acquired taste right there. You got to train yourself to like grapefruit. Oh my goodness.
Frescas might be as close as I'll.
Everything I drink, y'all won't. So like, I'm happy with that.
You don't have to share. You're just like, I don't have to share. I get it. No, but Bjorn, we've talked about movies and stuff with you and songs. So what is your favorite holiday tradition, either you grew up with or that you currently have and do? What would you say is your favorite?
But before we get into that, I tuned in kind of late tonight, but did we ever talk about off the wall Christmas movies?
No. Do you have one in mind? I'm a sucker for a good off the wall one.
Let me see if I can present. Okay. How does this work?
Now,
you hit the present button, share screen, and then you select the window that you want and hit share. The window or tab.
Let's see. Share screen.
Is it a B movie? Because I secretly love B movies or B films. I love
Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg. Have you seen this one?
No. Oh my gosh. No. What is this about? What is this one about? He just goes and kills a bunch of people?
He was. Okay, I'm just going to give away the story. He was Satan's son, and he was beaten by a Norwegian angel, Viking angel, and was forced to be a good guy for 1,000 years. And in 2005, his 1,000 years was over. So he started not being a good guy anymore.
And it said it had Robert Culp, who always plays such a cute character in everything he's in. It had Chris Kattan and Fran Drescher. That's what I was leaning forward. I was looking at.
Is it Fran Drescher?
Right? And Fran
Where
Drescher.
Do you see that? I don't see that.
And James Caan and Tiny Lister. That is okay.
I'm gonna have to watch this one because when you look at the cover, I was thinking it was like a B film. I was like, I'm good for those. Like Leprechaun that had Jennifer Aniston before she was famous. That was like a B film, and then like Trolls was a B film. I love B movies. So, at first it looked like that, but if Fran Drescher's in it, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it because
it was definitely a B movie.
Okay. Even better. Those are great.
It's still good. I don't know if I'm the only one that's ever done. Me and my wife, when we first got together, this is back in the age of Blockbuster. So I'm telling you, I'm old right now.
Hey, we all remember Blockbuster. Those were the highlights of my Friday night. You hoped they had your movie in game.
We would go to the horror section and find the cheesiest B movies, horror movies we could find, bring them home and watch them. It's kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000. I don't know if you've seen that, where you sit around just make fun of the movie. That's what we did. And that was one of them. So
my mother loved watching Svengoolie.
What is it?
Like Svengoolie. It's some show. It's kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000, where it's got Svengoolie on there, and he has another film. He has a film every episode, and in place of the, before the commercial starts, he comes on and he starts talking trash about what's happened in the movie, and he looks really, really weird. He's got like the, I don't know, beyond emo black eyeliner, everywhere. Just.
Don't know that one.
I think the only like Christmas B movie that I've seen, I can't even say if it was a Christmas movie, was Krampus. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's on. I didn't even know what that was. I had to research what Krampus was before I watched that movie because I was like, I don't know what this is. Yeah,
he was the Santa that punished the bad kids, right?
Yeah, and I was like,
I think it's like a German.
Yep,
I think it is German.
Germans are kind of mean people. They have a Santa that beats kids.
Yes, I know. I was like for a minute, I was like, what am I watching here? You know, I don't know why I was thinking it was gonna be like a horror film.
Now I should say that my last name, I actually married into my last name, which is German. So that does not explain my by humbugness. Is not because I'm German.
I have German too. I know.
Sure, Dina.
Yeah. Mine's Schoenfeld.
Schoenfeld. I feel like if you just say that, like you cannot say that without having an angry tone. You can just be like Schoenfeld, like no, it's Schoenfeld. You know, like I don't know. It's just you have to say it with like that angry emphasis.
But
I don't know why.
It means shining fields or beautiful fields. It has like a beautiful definition. It's just it sounds like a body function. Schoenfeld.
I'm never gonna unhear that now. Like
I know.
Never. I'm never gonna unhear.
But almost all German words sound like sneezes in a way.
They do. They do. That is true. I'm never gonna unhear any of those things. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hey, this is where'd it go? Oh, and this is Charles with his hat on.
Yes, thank you, Bjorn. You got it. Did it not look like that? It was just missing the coon tail. Oh man, yes, that is 100% him. Yes, I'm glad that someone else got that. I'm glad someone got that.
Because I didn't really watch the whole show. You know, start to finish. You know, just very bad juju vibes, right? So I was thinking it looked like the old, you know, Daniel Boone hat. The one that looked like the Cossack hat with the raccoon tail hanging off of it. That's what I was picturing it. When Amy was talking about it, I was like, it doesn't look like that at all. What are you talking about?
No,
it looks like a Russian.
It looked like,
except it should be red.
When Bjorn popped on, Bjorn got it. Okay, so Kevin Hall says, if you want to see a real good / bad B, C, or D rated Christmas movie, check out Santa Claus Conquers the Martian. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look at that. Like, that's
all right, making a mental note of that one. That one sounds great.
Oh my goodness, that was probably
like one
classic.
that Amy's gonna have to watch at her house, and I'm gonna have to watch at my house, and we're gonna be sending them texting back and forth the whole movie.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to. I don't know what it is. I love B, C, and D, just like terrible B movies. I love them.
Best your most memorable B movie ever.
Trolls.
That you've ever seen. Not necessarily a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Trolls. Did you never see it? It was on Netflix, and they were like part of the mountain, and Josh wanted to watch it, and then he like fell asleep 5 minutes in, and here I am watching this troll like running down the street. No one believed in trolls, and the next thing you know, he just turns to stone and then vaporizes. And you're just like, what the hell did I just watch? Yeah, that's the greatest one I've ever seen.
Head of the Family.
I was in.
What is that one about? Head of the Family? What is that one about?
Oh, I can't even do it justice. You'll have to try and watch it. And I say try.
I was in 8th grade, and they kept on HBO. They kept showing Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
What?
And the lines in it. I mean, it just I keep remembering it. And okay, look, I'm not saying this to get canceled, so don't come at me. But he kept saying tomatoes are fags. And the guy goes, no, it was the Asian guy was saying tomatoes are fags. And he goes, no, he means tomatoes are fruits. And everything that he would say, just like he would always use the wrong word.
You can tell the time period of this film just by that.
And it was so hysterical. Speaking of, I watched Tropic Thunder the other night.
That one's classic.
That was good. That's actually a good
classic movie. Yeah, that one's a good one. I like it.
I'm a dude pretending to be a dude, pretending to be another dude. Sorry.
That one is a good one. Oh my gosh. But Bjorn, tell us all about your holiday promotions, your books, and I'm dying to know of one of the good like Viking films or series that you've watched recently or ever.
The promotion, is that what you asked for first?
Yeah.
Oh, I took $2 off each book, paperback, and $1 off each ebook of all 3 books that are out. Now that's that's not what I said last night. I said 10%, but I realized requires decimals, so we just went with $2 and $1. Makes it a lot easier for everybody.
I'm telling you, decimals is just, it's going to be the bane of my existence. So tell us about a Viking movie that you've seen.
They are beautiful books, even if I say so myself. So they'll even look good on your shelf.
They are awesome covers. There's no way I could have approached it at all, them being this good. They are very good, Dina. Thank you.
I love it.
I just lucked out. I seriously lucked out. I'm not kidding.
but I'm really interested to see what you're going to do with the next two that are heading your way. They're going to be a challenge. And I'm thinking gray and yellow maybe.
Oh.
For each one. Now you might say no to gray. I don't know.
I think we are due for a yellow because we've got the orange and we've got the purple, the blue, the green, the red, and orange. So yellow sounds good.
Well, you have to because that's the only primary color left. We've got all the primary colors except yellow.
We've got a rainbow going.
And most of the secondary colors.
We can come up with pink. Don't threaten me with the good
I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. You know, I don't see.
Well, I mean, I can't argue. All the main characters are female, so I really can't argue with pink, I guess.
Yeah, but still, I don't feel like pink when it's printed on a matte surface looks that great. My kids are arguing. I'm sorry.
Man, I heard that one.
I know. I don't know what's going on there. Josh has obviously lost control on that.
I didn't hear a crash or a smack, so they must be okay.
Yeah. No one's got a broke arm or a bruised face, so we're okay at the moment. We are hanging tight.
Didn't shake. All is great.
No, not yet. But Bjorn, have you seen the series The Last Kingdom?
I've seen bits of it. I never sat down and watched the whole thing, but I have seen bits and pieces. But my favorite series on TV that's Viking related would be Vikings with Travis Fimmel. So he does Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good series.
Good one? I've always wanted to kind of dive into it, but I'm iffy about it.
I haven't.
Yeah.
It's loosely based on real history. The time frame is kind of out of whack, but of course, who am I to say that when I've got Vikings in World War II? But
I was gonna say.
But they did compress a lot of history, like hundreds of years of Norse history into one series. So one group of people. Yeah.
The series still showing, or is the series complete? Do you know?
The original one's done. They have a second one, Vikings Valhalla, which is kind of follows Eric the Red and Leif Erikson a little bit later, a couple hundred years later. And I haven't finished watching that one yet. It's still running, I believe. I don't think they finished that one. But they're both pretty good if you're into Viking history.
Well, I'll probably wait until they all come out, because then if not, then I'm like Yellowstone, and my life has to go on hold on Sundays starting at 7.
It does.
So that I can watch the initial one and then the replay 2 hours later, and then the replay 2 hours after that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I did like 18. Is it 1882? What was the second one that came? The second series. What was that? 1883.
1880.
I don't know. But
well, that one.
The one that had Tim McGraw and Faith Hill were the main people in that one. Yeah.
That one, I like that one, and I like the one with Harrison Ford. I'm curious to see how they're going to continue that one. 1923.
They're supposed to start showing it next week. And I've said this, and okay, the guy that came up with that and Landman is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
we just started watching that. In fact, over the holiday weekend, we started watching that. It's really good.
It's Taylor Sheridan, and when I saw him on Yellowstone, I was like, man, he looks familiar. I think I partied with him in Terlingua. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why he looks so familiar, because I would almost guarantee I partied with him at one point in the early 2000s.
Dina,
but
you and your crazy self.
I
haven't seen the Viking one or Viking Valhalla. I have them saved where I want to watch them. The Last Kingdom was the only one that I sat down and watched, and then their movie one that they did where it follows Uhtred. That one was a good one for me, but I like that time period with the pagans and then the battle for Christianity with the pagans and trying to figure all that out and all, like, I say wars, but just battles, you know? But yeah. And I just liked the way that the main character Uhtred would just yell, "I am Uhtred," just randomly, you know? And you're just like,
Well,
okay.
he wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah. And you're just like, okay, cool. You are Uhtred, son of Uhtred. That's great, man. Like, high five. Cool. You know? Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm someone.
Kingdom?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. And it's completed, Dina. It's completed.
I'll have to put that on my list.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm someone that you want to like necessarily Netflix. You want to go to the movies with, because I am one of those people. Have you guys seen Scary Movie? Yet. I'm sorry. You can use mine. Have you guys seen Scary Movie? Like the original one?
Yes.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know when the lady's in the movie theater and she's like, "Shakespeare alive," and she's just talking, you know, and they all just want her to be quiet because she's talking in the movie. You know what scene I'm talking about? So that would be me watching a show, except I'm not on the phone. I'm just talking about the movie. You know, I'm just like, "Oh, don't go in there. You're so stupid. What are you doing?" And then Josh is like, "Can you just shut up? Like, can you just?" I'm not someone to watch a show with. So when Uhtred just started yelling, "I am Uhtred," I just walked around the house. "I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred," like just randomly, you know. And he's just like, "What's your problem?" So I don't know.
I get the. Can't you just watch it without, you know? Because I try to correct everything if I see something wrong. Like, hey,
without
what?
the sound effects? Yeah.
That's hard. If you know something, you know, it's hard. Maybe just all three of us should just watch a show together because we would just appreciate the commentary. You know, I'm just saying. Well, all of us would appreciate it.
I drive my kids crazy because I watch everything with closed captions on.
So do I.
I do too.
And I started doing that when my middle son was born because he never, ever shut up. So I would just, you know, so then I could tune him out and then just see what they were saying. And that came in handy. And "Oh, brother, where art thou?" Because he would sing the whole time that it was on.
I get that. I do the close.
And some things never change. He still never shuts up.
Yeah.
Never.
I do the closed captions just because if my kids are asleep and I don't want them to know that I'm awake, I can still know what's going on. But like, it was the funniest thing. So I don't know if you guys have seen The Big Bang Theory. I binge watched that whole series, and my kids were watching it with me. And so when he started saying "Bazinga," my kids would walk around the house and be like, "Bazinga, bazinga," you know. And so it was just like, it just became like this whole thing. So then when I had it on closed caption and my daughter's learning to spell and do her sounds and stuff, she would tell me to pause it, and then I would tell her it was "Bazinga," and she would sound it out. So it helps like with reading and stuff too, but I mostly do it so my kids don't know I'm awake and I can watch movies and enjoy them. I have to read them, but it's okay.
I recycle movie lines all the time, and a lot of times people don't get it. But Ellen's over here; she knows the one I use a lot. Where if there's food or something, these are not the donuts you're looking for. Go about your business.
Star Wars from way.
Star Wars. Yep, I'm glad someone knew.
That's a good one. I like it. I'm going to use that.
The original first three Star Wars were amazing, and I never watched any after that. I was just
we're kindred spirits because I feel the same way. The original three releases great. After that, don't care.
The ones in the 70s. See, I like the one that tells the story of Darth Vader, like with Anakin. I like those.
How many times I went to go see Star Wars at the movie theater with my godfather, and we would go watch the movie, leave, go out, buy another ticket, go back in, and we would do that all day on Saturday.
I don't think people realize what an impact when it first came out in the theaters. I mean, I was pretty young when Return of the Jedi came out, but I remember vividly going to the theater with the family. Now, granted, we didn't grow up with a lot of money, so it's not like we went to the theater all the time.
Yeah.
We went maybe twice a year, you know, it was like a treat. And one of the times we went to watch Return of the Jedi. At the end of Return of the Jedi, when Darth Vader, quote unquote, turned good and threw the Emperor down the shaft and killed him, the whole theater went nuts. I mean, it was actually shocking that just people were cheering. It was crazy. I've never been to a movie where that reaction happened like that before. And I remember that tells you the impact that movie made at the time.
Yeah,
it had a huge impact, and I took Alex and Bubba to go see Transformers when it came out. Now, when I was in high school, I would get off the bus and run home so I could watch Transformers on TV, the cartoon, right? So Transformers, I've always been a Transformers girl. So when it came out, I told the kids, we're going to go see it. And when Optimus Prime shows up, because I'm Optimus Prime, the entire theater started yelling and hooting, and it was.
That's all the true fans from the original cartoon and all.
It's
Yeah,
all the Gen Xers like me that brought their
yep,
kids
me too.
to go see it. So, see, and Amy just doesn't get it. She's a young whippersnapper.
What generation are you, Amy? Are you millennial or the one between? I can't keep up.
I'm a millennial. I just don't claim my generation because my generation they ate Tide Pods. Okay. Like that's our claim to fame there. So I don't claim my generation, but I am a millennial. I'm like on the cusp of it. I was born in 92. So I'm on the cusp of being a millennial, but I mean, people do that for us, like with the Marvel movies at the end, they make those kinds of sounds.
I've watched every Marvel movie. I can't tell you how many times, and I would actually go to a movie theater to see those. But
yeah, I mean, those are good. I could see that. I mean, I don't know.
When I first envisioned Mariel, the Doctor's Daughter, in the book series,
Uh-huh.
I thought about going the direction of Marvel, like Marvel comic type.
Oh,
I almost did that. I almost did it, but I love history so much, I decided to go with historical fiction fantasy. But I almost went true blown. I mean, there's
superhero.
Yeah, almost went full blown superhero with her.
Nice. I love that. That's
I like superhero movies.
I've gotten to like them. I used to not care at all for them, but now there's so many now. I think that there's something for everybody now. So if you look around enough, you'll find one you like.
Man, Kevin says that he remembers and he was born in 57. He remembers when it was first released. Kevin, man, we're not trying to make you feel old. If anything, I feel like a deer in headlights. Okay, talking to these two about the first 3 Star Wars, because to me, the first 3 Star Wars are the ones of Anakin. Okay, with
hiss, growl, hiss, snarl.
Yeah, God, what is it? Hayden Christensen or whatever that played him. And then you had Ewan McGregor was Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Alec McGinnis. Come on.
Alec McGinnis.
No, I don't know. Okay, you guys, it's a generational thing, but the special effects were better in the Anakin, like the development of Star Wars, and they were.
I'll give you that. The special effects were a lot better now.
Yeah, so I can't get into the first ones, with like Harrison Ford. I just can't get into them.
Oh man, there was just something about the dynamic between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill.
Well,
yeah, it just worked really well.
I'll give you that. I mean, that the chemistry and stuff is there. I'm not a fan of the newest ones, where it's like their son and then their daughter and stuff. Though my daughter's middle name is after that character. She's Sky Ray, but anyways.
Now I will give the newer movies. I will give them this: the choreography, the fight scenes is very much better. Like in the original 3, the lightsaber fighting looked like me with a broomstick, but now they're flipping and spinning, and it looks like ninjas with laser swords. So yeah, that is pretty cool. But
they are better.
Movie for you, Mark Hamill starred in one called Corvette Summer. Where
I don't know that one.
He took a Corvette and he spent, like a whole lot, like a year fixing it up and everything. And by the time he put like basically a kit on this Corvette and it got stolen. And so he spent the whole summer searching out his car. Right. And actually that's the movie that when he was on that movie is when he had that car wreck that disfigured his face, which is why he looked different between the first movie and the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And that movie was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Even then it was horrible.
I think he's one of those that got typecast. Once he became Luke Skywalker, that was really all he could play after that.
That was it. He could only play Luke Skywalker or himself playing Luke Skywalker.
Right. Kind of like William Shatner. I'm a big Star Wars freak. I love Star Trek, the original Star Trek with William Shatner.
Because he did good in that law series.
Yes, I was about to say that. He could play Denny Crane and he could play Captain Kirk. That's it. TJ Hooker was terrible. And a couple B movies he's been in.
And then the name TJ Hooker. I don't think they thought out that name.
It's a classic
He's just not
name.
a cop.
What are you talking about?
He is not a cop. I don't know why they thought he was a cop, but
that's a classic name right there. I'm just saying. That's a classic
TJ
name.
Hooker.
TJ Hooker.
My ex-husband's girlfriend.
I love it. I love it. It's a classic name. Really like it. It's gonna stick with me.
It sounds like a whole different film industry that we won't talk about.
It does. It's really taken a turn there. Oh my goodness. It's really taken a turn.
We need to reel it back in.
Oh my goodness. No, we will reel it back in and we will let Bjorn tell us one more time what his holiday promotions are, where you can find them, and the website that you can go to learn more information about Bjorn before we let him go for the evening. It's late over there on the East Coast. At least in my bedtime, it's late over there.
It's all good. You can find out anything you want to know about the Thalspar series at thalspar.com, thalspar.com. You can find the links to all the books that are there's the first 3 are out. I see you put up the 4th book, Amy, up as early purchase, which is awesome. That's another step towards the series progressing, so that's awesome. But that one's available now for pre-sale. That's only the ebook, right?
Yep, the paperback will be out that day. It'll be up soon for you to do e-sale, and then book 5 will be out in May.
Yep, and then 6 and 7 will be sometime behind that. Can't wait to see the covers, Dina.
We're gonna
can't wait to see
Dina
what you come up with. Oh,
I can't wait till I come up with something.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
The offer, of course, the holiday offer is $2 off the paperbacks and $1 off the ebooks through the end of December. So hopefully people entice someone to give it a try. I think you'll like it.
Oh yeah, no, those are great holiday offers for sure. But Bjorn, thanks for hanging out with us, Bjorn, and fun conversation. Oh my gosh, this has been like the highlight conversation of the night. Just getting to kind of talk about B films, like that's just great. I don't get to have those conversations. So hanging out with us, waiting for your turn to come on, telling us about your holiday promotions, and just having a good laugh with us, man. I really appreciate it.
No, it was great. I enjoyed it. It was relaxed and fun.
I'm telling you, relax and fun is where it's at. Well, Bjorn, you go and take back your evening. Tell your wife that we say hi, and we will be in touch shortly. But happy holidays to you guys.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Dina Ray, what are we going to do? We're closing it out. Amy Bilbamy, I know. We are closing it out. Oh my gosh, you guys. Instead of doing the 12 days, it's 2 days. And let me just tell you, this has been the most relaxed and stress-free page turners I think I've ever done. They're usually very structured to the T. We got red lipstick on, and we've got ugly sweaters or fancy attire or whatever you want to say. We have it. And so this year's been just calm, cool, collected, fun. And, I had my security blanket, Dina, with me. And I kept my promise to you, Dina. I did. So now you cannot be mad at me. I kept my promise.
I noticed, and I thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. But you guys, from all of us here at Abundantly Social and ebook builders, we hope all of you guys have a fantastic holiday. Without authors and writers in your life, you would be so bored. So make sure that you take advantage of these holiday promotions and help these authors out. And if you do take advantage of them, make sure to leave them a review on their books. Good, bad, doesn't matter. It makes them stronger and better writers, and it encourages them to keep going. So make sure that you go and do that. Take advantage of these holiday promotions. But from all of us here, happy holidays, happy new year, you guys, and we will see you all next year in 2025. So thanks for joining us this evening. All the links are in the comment section below. But until next year, everybody, bye for now.